I join many others in congratulating speeches. They're so much better than my own, but we're short of time. And I want to move back to the topic of this debate, which is defence and foreign affairs. And whilst I congratulate the incoming government on their success, and we do wish them well in the spirit of national service, there are serious concerns already arising from the gracious speech and the disconnect between the words of the government, particularly in relation to defence and foreign affairs, and their actions already. Let's look first at the defence budget. We're told by the government that the world is more dangerous than it has been in living memory. We're told that there's a cast iron support for increasing the defence budget to 2.5% of GDP. But where are the actions? Because if you're looking at stability, the stability in terms of the increase in defence budget is to increase it to 2.5%. Yeah. That was the decision already communicated by the Conservative government. That means £75 billion of increased defence spending between now and 2031. So where is the stability, Mr Deputy Speaker, in a more dangerous world of effectively reducing defence spending between now and 2030, particularly in an environment where defence procurement needs long-term reliability from which to plan? So there seems to be the disconnect there. And the second area is about veterans, because we're told by the Labour government that they are focused on the defence family, that the defence process should be around the people, and quite right too. But what about the Veterans Minister? Under the last government, the Veterans Minister was a cabinet member. He had ability to look right across government. And what was the debate down in Plymouth Moor View a few weeks ago between the two gallant candidates? What was it? Did Labour stand on the programme of we're going to reduce the importance of the Veterans Minister, we're going to make him a junior minister and be subsumed within the Ministry of Defence? I doubt that was the message which the residents of Plymouth voted on, but that is what this government is planning to do. So I ask the government to think again about this. And then finally, let's look at the Overseas Development Aid budget. Back in the dark days of 2021, when our economy was struggling from the fallout from COVID, this massive global pandemic, this government on our side took the very difficult decision to reduce ODA from 0.7% of GNI, gross national income, to 0.5%, with an ambition to reverse that as the economic conditions allowed. Now, at the time, Labour were furious. They were outraged by this. And they said, even in the economic situation that was extant in 2021, that it was the wrong decision. The Shadow Minister for International Development said, and I quote, "Britain and the world deserve better than a foreign secretary who has allowed the aid budget to be slashed, leaving our global reputation lying in tatters." And the now Secretary of State for Northern Ireland said this. He said, "To choose to break this promise of 0.7% to the world's poorest people is unforgivable." But what is it that Labour is doing now? Because the economy has improved significantly since those dark days, and yet their actions are to keep it at 0.5%. Labour's words, they tell us that we need to increase trust in politicians, and this trust must be restored. Well, Mr Deputy Speaker, the way you do that is to act in government in the way that you say you're going to act in opposition, and I intend to hold this new government to account.